start. They're off in the Travers. And American Pharoah had a great start. He goes straight to the front, and Frosted is away well. And Frosted is just to the outside of the Triple Crown winner early. And then it's Smart Transition running in third. Upstart is fourth. Texas Red fifth. Keen Ice is sixth on the outside as they pass Bias, and then Mid-Ocean Fermento. Tail of Verve and King of New York is the trailer. So American Pharoah gets some early pressure here in the Travers. Frosted is kept close to the pace, and Smart Transition is third. The opening quarter mile was a soft one, though. It was 24 1/5 seconds. Upstart is tucked in. He's now third, and Smart Transition is back to fourth. And then it's Texas Red and Keen Ice, a separation of 5 to Mid-Ocean, and it's a long way more back to the others. And they're followed by Tail of Verve, Fermento, and King of New York. And a Triple Crown winner moves on to the backstretch at Saratoga. American Pharoah is the leader, and Frosted is keeping him company up the backstretch. He's 3/4 of a length behind him. And then it's Smart Transition, Upstart right together. Keen Ice is fifth behind them. Kent DeSormo and Texas Red are 6 lengths behind American Pharoah, who continues to be pressed along by Frosted. And they went a half mile in 48 1. And at the half mile pole, these two are together. And they've gone 3/4 in 1:11 2. American Pharoah by ahead. And Frosted is taking it to him on the far turn. Frosted is right alongside of American Pharoah. And now Victor Espinosa has to ask American Pharoah to go. And Frosted continues to cling to him on the outside as they round the far turn. They're 4 lengths ahead of Keen Ice. And as they turn for home, American Pharoah has lost the lead at the top of the stretch. Frosted on the outside is now in front, but American Pharoah is battling on from the inside. He's showing all this fight with 1 furlong to run. And here on the far outside comes Keen Ice with a late threat. American Pharoah put away Frosted. He has to deal with Keen Ice. Keen Ice has got him. Keen Ice has won the Travers over American Pharoah in a dramatic upset. Frosted was third, and Upstart was fourth, and a final time of 2:01.57 seconds. The Graveyard of Champions has claimed another.
And, you know, it's much like when Mike Tyson was in his prime and he was undefeated. Most of his competition was beat by the time he climbed in the ring before they even started the fight. He had an air of invincibility. Well, once Buster Douglas beat him, he became a mere mortal again. Well, right now, as great as I think American Pharoah is and a lot of other people still, now he's not invincible anymore. He's mortal. He can be beaten.
And we saw the reason Dale Romans basically won and earned the 2012 Eclipse Award as outstanding trainer. He's got a penchant of setting out long shots in some big races when nobody's looking and getting the money when all the chips are down. So congratulations to the connections of Keen Ice. And just like that, Whirl Away remains the only Triple Crown champion to come back to take the Midsummer Derby.
They can't get that quadruple crown.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's move on to the 3-year-old sprinters, and it is often a nice prelude to the Travers. It's a real centerpiece on the Saturday card on the biggest day of racing. The NYRA.com Kings Bishop. Here's Larry.
They're off in the King's Bishop. And a good start for Holy Boss and Limousine Liberal. Run happy on the far outside. Godspeed 2. And then it's Grand Billy and Mr. Z as they run up the backstretch. Commute is down toward the inside. And then it's Classy Class. Loose on the town. Competitive Edge coming from off the pace today. He's 6 lengths behind and down on the inside. And then March and Watershed. Up the backstretch at 22 and 2 opening quarter mile. And it is Run Happy who has the lead on the outside by a neck. Limousine Liberal is second. Grand Billy third to the inside, and then Mr. Z and Holy Boss. Commute is down toward the rail, 5 lengths off the lead, just alongside of Competitive Edge. And then it's Classy Class, loose on the town. March making progress on the inside, 8 lengths off the lead, and Watershed last of them all, 44 and 2. They've picked up the pace as they come toward the top of the stretch, and Run Happy is joined on the lean by Limousine Liberal and Holy Boss on the outside. Grand Billy cuts the corner in fourth. March on the move on the far outside. And then it's Mr. Z. A furlong to go. Run Happy and Edgar Prado. They've got a 2-length lead as they come down to the 16th pole. It's Run Happy in front. Limousine Liberal. Holy Boss can't get him. Run Happy has won the NYRA.com Kings Bishop by 4. Limousine Liberal was second. And then it was Holy Boss and Waters.
It's that old adage. Maybe a little silly, but it's true. A good horse can come from anywhere. How do you like that? An Ellis Indiana Downs King's Bishop hat trick for Run Happy.
And boy, does he run happy. He lives to his name. This is one fast horse. The only time he's been beaten, Jason, was when they tried to stretch him out, which everybody, when they have a good 3-year-old early in the year, wants to see if they have a Derby horse. They did the right thing. They turned him back. This horse just ran them off their feet. And how about the Ellis Park Exacta here?
Yeah, no kidding. With Limousine Liberal, who was second best for trainer Ben Colebrook, they basically bottomed out the field. None of the closers, including March, Competitive Edge, Mr. Z, ever had a chance to really stretch their legs. Run Happy as Edgar Prado gets back to the site of some of his biggest career wins.
He kind of dialed back the clock there a little bit, gets a Grade 1 victory on a very fast horse who could be definitely a Breeders' Cup contender, and they set a stakes record and essentially tied the track record set by Darby Creek Road, 1978.
That's going back a long ways. Good to see the Grade 1s on this Travers Day getting spread around. Maria Burrell, the winning trainer, by the way, of the NYRA.com's King's Bishop. More Grade 1 action coming your way here on MSG+.
The new Parks Fall Festival will double purses for each of its 32 live racing days. What an opportunity for Pennsylvania breds. In an open maiden special, PA breds will run for over $100,000. So be there at Parks in the fall.
Hello, I'm Brian Sanfratello. Last year, we paid $33 million to PA breds in the form of breeder awards, owner bonuses, and restricted race purses. Our Equine Coalition Group is united in the pursuit of making sure that we receive every dollar we deserve. And that's why our Racehorse Development Fund has been constant in the past 4 years. Please go to our website at www.pabred.com or give me a call at 610-444-1050.
Back at the spa on Travers Day 2015, that romantic glow off the tote board reminds me of my high school days at the Big A in Belmont Park. Love seeing the tote board lit up in the early evening hours. Let's do it. Priority 1 Jets 4 go. Up next, Larry Colmus from the 7 Furlong Shoot.
And it's Private Zone and Falling Sky out the best. The Big Beast and Wildcat Red are prominent early too. Then Saludos Amigos. And they're followed by Run for Logistics, who's running in between horses up the backstretch. Then Race Day, Tamar Cruz to the outside and Takaho. Break of 3 back to Viva Mallorca. Then Bourbon Courage. And at the back of the pack is Den's Legacy. The first quarter goes in 22-3. Private Zone in front in the run up the backstretch. On top by a length over Wildcat Red. The Big Beast is third on the outside, and then it's Race Day and Tamar Cruz. Takaho getting shuffled back. Falling Skies on the far outside. Takaho just steadied there and steadied hard on the far turn. And then comes Run for Logistics, followed by Viva Mallorca. And Private Zone is getting away now. Private Zone has run a 45 flat half mile and has opened up 2.5 lengths. And the Big Beast is second. Then Wildcat Red to the inside, and they're into the stretch, and it's Private Zone. Private Zone under a hand ride here. A 3-length lead. Wildcat Red is up into second now. The Big Beast is there on the outside. Viva Mallorca's made up late ground, and then it's Saludos Amigos, but it is Private Zone. Private Zone's got the lead close to home, and he's all by himself. Private Zone wins the Forgo. And then it was the Big Beast in a photo of Viva Mallorca, followed by Wildcat Red and Saludos.
10 for 30 lifetime. This Ontario bred by Macho Uno brings it. He's got the big speed. Martin Pedrosa fits him like a glove.
He really does. A horse that had been very tricky to ride early in his life, would basically pull up or duck out, duck in. Well, Martin just has so much confidence in him, and this was a tour de force. I think this horse is capable of running faster if pressed, and it was not as fast as the King's Bishop, but he was carrying more weight, and he did it a little bit easier. I think they were two really, really strong performances.
And he is just racking up major stakes trophies on this circuit. Regarding Good Friend Stable, who purchased him privately, you've got 2 Vosburg wins, a Cigar Mile at Aqueduct, the Belmont Sprint Championship, and you can add the Grade 1 Forgo that had a purse of $700,000.
Over $2.5 million in purses earned by a sprinter. That's remarkable, and he's going to keep adding on.
And he has breathed life into the Renee Douglas story, and kudos to Renee for picking out Private Zone as a private purchase for Good Friend Stable. Fillies and Mares, as we keep it short, the Ballerina. It's post time. You got that right. Larry Comas with the call. Now let's see what shook out.
They're off in the Ballerina. And it's Sarah Sis on the inside, straight out to the front. Mary Meadow and Room for Me go with Sarah Sis, and then it's Dame Dorothy, who's away in fourth position. On the far outside comes Street Story. Kiss to Remember is second last, and Unbridled Forever takes her spot at the back, just 5 lengths off of front runner Sarah Sis. And Sarah Sis goes by the opening quarter mile in 23 seconds flat. The leader by just a half a length here over Room for Me. On the far outside, it's Street Story. Down toward the rail is Mary Meadow, and she's only a length and a half behind with a half mile to go. And it's Dame Dorothy on the outside, followed by Kiss to Remember, and Unbridled Forever is just 4 lengths off the lead as they round the far turn. Sarah Sis on top. Room for Me is second. Behind the leaders, Street Story, Mary Meadow to the inside, Kiss to Remember. Dame Dorothy's going to have to go around the field. She's got 3 lengths to make up, and Unbridled Forever, a 46 flat half mile, and they're into the stretch. Room for Me, Sarah Sis fights on the inside. On the outside comes Street Story. Kiss to Remember is trying to come on, and here comes Unbridled Forever on the far outside. And Unbridled Forever is coming the best. She is storming down the center of the track with Kiss to Remember. These two won 2. Room for Me third. Unbridled Forever in the Ballerina. And then it was Kiss to Remember, followed by Room for Me.
Right off the win in the shine again earlier in the meet, it is Dallas Stewart, Unbridled Forever. That big closing kick down the middle of the main track.
I think they found what this filly wants to do. She wants to be a one-run sprinter. She loves the 7 furlongs. She got an outstanding ride from Johnny Velasquez. Not a fast pace, kept her closer, saved every inch of ground before he came out. And boy, did she kick it into gear. And for one of the good guys, Dallas Stewart.
Out of D. Wayne Lucas University, a former Lucas protege, getting a nice grade 1 for owner and breeder Charles E. Fipke, who, much like Donegal Racing, has put up quite a bit of money. He breeds his own horses. He's a world-renowned gemologist, and I like seeing people like that involved in our game.
Well, it's interesting. I was looking through the racing form, and I happened upon Timonium, and he's got a horse that he bred and he owns that's racing at Timonium tomorrow. So here's a guy. He's got all kinds of horses, and he races everywhere.
I wonder if that horse is by either A, Perfect Soul, or B, Tail of a Cotty.
Tail of a Cotty.
All right, look at that. Let's move on to our next race. The Grade 1 Personal Ensign. We'll pick it up in progress. Named for the great unbeaten 13 for 13 race mare. And they are down the backside as we go back to Larry C.
Stop Charging Maria and Javier Castellano and John Velasquez keeping Untappable with her through the first half mile that goes up in 47 and 3/5 seconds. And Sheer Drama continues to be a strong third as they move for the far turn. And then it's America Got Lucky, and last of them all, Tis Windy, who is 8 lengths behind. Into the far turn, Stop Charging Maria and Untappable, and they are now noses apart on the lead. Untappable sticks a nose in front. Stop Charging Maria second, and Sheer Drama is sent along to the outside of them, and she will join the fray as they come to the quarter pole. Stop Charging Maria, Untappable, and Sheer Drama to the outside. 3/4 in 1:11 and 2, and they're into the stretch. Sheer Drama has taken the lead. It is now Sheer Drama in front. Untappable, Stop Charging Maria, Got Lucky is closing on the far outside, past the 16th pole. Sheer Drama has the lead. Untappable on the inside, and Got Lucky. Sheer Drama has won the Personal Ensign by a length and a half over Got Lucky.
Wow, back-to-back grade 1s for this 5-year-old mare by Burning Roma, homebred for Harold Queen. And what a training job by David Fox. It's remarkable to me.
A terrific training job, and Joe Bravo rides her so well. She fell into the absolute perfect trip. Stop Charging Maria and Untappable kind of chewing on each other. Joe was probably licking his chops going to the half-mile pole saying how sweet it is. This is a really nice mare. And you know what? It just shows you when they stay in training, they actually start to hit their maturity at 5 I wish more horses would stay in trading longer.
It's a very good point, Megan. She began the year down at Gulfstream Park, was big prices in both the Rampart and Sunshine Millions Distaff. Looked like a grade 3 horse on her best. She has risen up, though, and she's one of the leaders of a division that has very little outside of Beholder, to be fair about it. Maybe even Wedding Toast, who's gone MIA, it seems.
Well, it feels like this division right now is Beholder and everybody else.
And we've got Flintshire and everybody else in his Saratoga debut for Juddmonte, Andre Farb, and what a ride he got in the $1 Million Sword Dancer. Sword Dancer 41, $1 million purse down the backstretch for the final time. Here's Larry.
Red Rifle, followed by Twilight Eclipse and Messi, and now there's only 4.5 lengths separating them all, and Gardini is still the leader. Gardini in front into the far turn, 3/4 of a length to War Dancer, Flincher to the inside, Imagining is fourth. Red Rifle is down toward the hedge, running in fifth as they round the far turn. And Twilight Eclipse is moving now, and Red Rifle and Twilight Eclipse are moving right together on the far turn, and Flincher has taken the lead. Flincher has taken over as they come to the top of the stretch. He's got a 2-length lead as they turn for home. Red Rifle is second, and then comes Twilight Eclipse, but Flincher is running away. Flincher has opened up to a 4-length lead on Red Rifle, Twilight Eclipse, and they've left the others reeling behind. Oh, what a classy horse this is. Flincher in the Sword Dancer by 3. And then it was Red Rifle second, followed by Twilight Eclipse, and then came
Vincent Cheminade, his U.S. debut aboard Flintshire. What a monster, the globe-trotting Juddmonte homebred.
He gave this horse a flawless ride, got his position going forward, saved every inch of ground. A seam presented itself coming to the quarter pole. He cut the corner. I was taken with the effort from the jockey and the horse. Flintshire's a big horse. It's not easy for a big horse to corner and be as agile as he was. Well, he was cat-like, and it's an interesting story. The jockey, Vincent Cheminade, was a steeplechase jockey, a very successful one. And Andre Farb started putting him on flat horses. Well, he's become a sensation in France, winning everything. And with rides like that, I want to know, why'd he wait so long to start riding the flat?
No kidding. That's a good stable to be involved with. Good to see Andre Farb shipping one over to the Spa. If I'm not mistaken, his first Grade 1 might be his first career win ever at Saratoga for a trainer, legendary French trainer. He's got wins in the Breeders' Cup, the Arlington Million, and Flintshire was just too good today.
He was too good, and his next start's going to be the Arc. So imagine if the Sword Dancer becomes a prep for the Arc. We might be seeing a lot more European participation.
Got that $1 million purse. We'll see how he does if Trev makes it back for a third title defense. Should be unbelievable. Fillies and Mares, speaking of the mighty Trev, Boston Spa, this was the last of the 7 stakes, a Grade 2 after Farrow got beat. Race number 12, down the backside, one final time with Larry Colmus.
On the lead to a 47.5 mile. And Tepin is now a length behind in second. My Miss Sophia, third. Coffee Click on the outside, fourth. Then it's Danza Cavallo, fifth. 4 lengths to make up for her as they go into the far turn. And then Night Song and New Providence on the inside. Decita sent along and Solid Appeal around the far turn. It is Kitten's Queen. And Tepin is coming up to her on the outside, and Coffee Click is 3 wide. Behind the leaders comes My Miss Sophia, Night Song on the far outside. And they're into the stretch, and it's Tepin and Kitten's Queen. Kitten's Queen and Tepin, these two to the 8th pole. Coffee Click, third to the outside. Then My Miss Sophia, Night Song. Decita closing late on the far outside with Tepin to catch. It's Tepin in front, Decita flying late. Tepin, Decita, Tepin, Decita. Oh, it's close. Decita or Tepin on the wire together.
What a way to end the 7 graded stakes on Travers Day. Noses up and down between Tepin and Decita, the Chilean bred in her U.S. debut. Somehow, some way, got the job done.
Boy, she came with some furious late rally. You got to feel for Tepin, though. She thought she had the race won, and she did all the hard work and gets nailed in the shadow of wire. Javier Castellano wins the Travers, comes back the next race, wins the Boston Spa. We were saying he had been a little bit slow. Well, he broke out in a big way.
Hat trick on this day number 32, Travers Day 2015. Chad Brown, by the way, the winning trainer, as we bring up the rider standings with another Saturday card in the books, that is. One Saturday remains. Irad Ortiz been stuck on 50 over the last couple of days. There you go. Javier made some made him work today, you know. So did Johnny V.
Well, you know what? They're not out of it. I mean, we were already ready to crown Irad, but you know what? It's not over yet, and that's the great thing about Saratoga. And these guys can win races in bunches.
And early on, Todd Pletcher picked up a rolling double. I think it was races 2 and 3, but Chad Brown in the end was able to pull out the victory by a whisker in the Boston Spa with Sita. And we just want to thank the fans once again. 49.6 million. A record all sources, single-day handle at Saratoga Racecourse. Everybody stayed safe and sound, and have to thank the horses and the Zayats.
No doubt. You know, the Zayats and American Pharoah made this a very special day. I know he didn't win, but he's the one who generated the excitement, and obviously great racing throughout the day. It was a privilege to be here today.
It was a privilege, and thank you for tuning into this live edition of Saratoga Insider. We took a few different looks at the Longines clock. Nick and I will say thank you for watching, and it's time to study up for tomorrow's $557,000 Pick 6 carryover.